Now the official defense doctrine of the United States that nuclear war is fightable and controllable and winnable.
Key turn on my mark. 3, 2, 1, march.
A secret targeting plan that went into effect last October 1st now has the United States preparing for a nuclear war lasting 2 months or longer should deterrence fail, envisioning week after week of nuclear salvos.
11 is launch in process at this time.
And policy requires that a large number of nuclear weapons and their communications be able to survive this nuclear war, however long. That means having enough left over for the next war, World War IV. This is America's plan for preventing war, scaring off the Russians, deterrence.
What deterrence is all about is preservation of peace, not about war fighting. That is, could be an ultimate end if deterrence fails.
Preparing for the failure of deterrence, the plans to fight a nuclear war, prevail, and have a nuclear force left over are the driving doctrines behind the nuclear buildup, the MX, the B-1 bombers, the cruise missiles, the Trident submarine.
Our preference, everybody's preference, everybody's preference in the world is never to use nuclear weapons.
As head of the Strategic Air Command, General Davis is in charge of deciding which targets to hit. The target plan is the heart of nuclear policy. It is called SIOP, the Single Integrated Operational Plan. It matches our 10,000 strategic nuclear warheads to some 40,000 targets in the Soviet Union alone. It is updated every day and locked into computers on the ground and on the flying command posts. The complete plan flies with the military commander on this airplane and in an Apple computer on the president's airplane. Every day the target plan is adjusted for weather, prevailing winds, moisture content over the targets, and which weapons are on alert. Each of the weapons is rated on how likely it is to arrive and do the damage assigned to it, as the targeteers say, to rubble, gravel, or dust. This is rubble, Nagasaki. Our smallest strategic warhead is twice as powerful as the bomb that did this to a city of 250,000 people. Many are aimed at far smaller targets. How small is revealed by a professor at Australian National University in Canberra, Desmond Ball, a strategic analyst who has been briefed heavily by the targeteers.
They include Communist Party buildings and KGB headquarters in some outlying towns in Siberia or in south-central Soviet Union, which may only be manned by 5 or 10 or a dozen people.
It is not known how many warheads are assigned to Moscow, but Desmond Ball says there are 60 targets within the city limits.
A great proportion of the targets in the SIOP are located in cities.
We do not, I repeat, we do not knowingly target population centers.
But you do knowingly target other targets where a lot of people live nearby. You can't help but doing that, can you?
Your words.
The question for more than 3 decades has been, what is enough to deter? To the men charged with aiming our arsenal at 40,000 targets, the 10,000 weapons we now have are not enough. A former targeteer disagrees.
We have this sack full of weapons, much, much more than we need for any sensible deterrence, and we have to find targets for them, and that's what they do out there.
Admiral Geiler spent 2 years as number 2 man in the targeting room above the SAC command post. Geiler rejects the idea of the long war, nuclear salvos alternating with negotiations.
The idea that people will be more reasonable once they've been nuked than before they've been nuclear hit is just nonsense.
Prudence dictates that you do that planning.
Wherever the president is, the trigger of nuclear policy, the briefcase, is always near, containing not a button, but the day's go codes, which are supposed to offer him a variety of nuclear wars to fight, including the 2-month war ending in triumph with an arsenal left over for another war. On Frunze Embankment in Moscow, the Soviet Defense Ministry indicates it will not cooperate. The official policy of the men in long gray coats is for short and total war, to answer nuclear attack by destroying America's leadership, military, and economy in one massive, obliterating blow.
That was a report from NBC News, a rather chilling way of saying goodnight, especially after such a beautiful day as this. This is the way the world is now when the American president walks around with a briefcase that contains umpteen codes for World War III every day.